Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello my friends, I'm Surali. I'm Ismiyanti and this is my presentation. In this time I will present about the interpersonal relationships. Tips for success in interpersonal relationships. There is 5 ways. Number 1, self-awareness. Number 2, communication skills. Number 3, positive personal impact. Number 4, outstanding performance. And number 5, self-confidence. Self-awareness. 1. Becoming self-aware is the first step to improving our interpersonal effectiveness. Most of our behaviors are natural for us. We are not aware of the impact that these behaviors have on others. That leaves us with blind spots that others don't want to mention to us because they don't want to hurt our feelings. They are afraid of a reaction from us, or they just don't care. And number 2, through self-awareness, we learn what impact our behaviors, both positive and negative, have on others. That knowledge helps us become more effective in our interaction with others. And number 3, once we become self-aware, we can examine and change behaviors that need changing. The option is our own. So are the consequences. When we choose to seek ways to modify our undesirable behaviors, we begin the process of self-regulation. This is a conscious process through which we may ask for input from our family, trust, CEO workers or friends, or a personal therapist. And communication skill. What is communication skill? And number 1, active listening. Active listening can increase knowledge of understanding of various topics, build trust, avoid losing important information, and help build connection. And number 2, giving and receiving criticism. Take control of your feedback process. Feedback is not something that happens to you. Pick your partner. Who do you get the best feedback from? Strive to hear it all, informally and early. The sooner you hear a question of criticism of something you've created, the greater your ability to do something about it before finish. And number 3, dealing with different personality types. Understanding different culture is so important, so that we don't offend others. This helps us understand them on their personality rather than the physical traits and that behaviors toward them change. This would greatly minimize the basis of prejudice made. You will also notice that each unique and its weight are variation of normal human behavior. And number 4, nonverbal communication. In nonverbal communication, it gives special emphasis in arranging the message to be conveyed so that there can be similarities when expressing the message conveyed in a variable manner. And next is positive personal impact. So, what is personal impact? Personal impact is about other things about from your looks, of course. Improving your posture, knowing how to shake hands properly, and having good manners, and not fidgeting and controlling your nerves in meetings, so looking friend and confidence. The way to give good personal impact to colleges is to arrive on time. Use body language to emit positive aura. Refrain from the habit of looking at cell phones. Give response that match the character of the other person and remind yourself. And outstanding performance. Working smart make it easy for you to organize your work and available time and of course have an impact of improving your performance. So, how to working smart? There is 5 ways. Number 1, priorities work based on the level of urgency. Number 2, be proactive, not reactive. Number 3, try to avoid multitasking. Number 4, between work, don't forget to take a rest because it's so important for your health. And number 5, reduce perfectionist levels. Self-confidence. Okay, how to build self-confidence? To build self-confidence, you should do two things. One, body language. Adopt an open posture. Sit or stand upright and place your hand by your sides. Avoid standing with your hands on your hips, as this can communicate a desire to dominate. And be sure not to slouch. And number two, face-to-face communication. Engaging with people is so important, so maintain eye contact while you talk. This shows that you're interested in what they are talking, and you're taking an active part in the conversation. But bear in mind any cultural consideration when it comes to body language and communication. And so, and self-confidence in confident behavior and behavior associated with low self-confidence. Confident behavior is when doing what you believe to be right even if others mock or criticize you for it. And number two, being willing to take risks and to go the extra mile of achieve better things. And number three, admitting your mistakes and learning from them. And number four, waiting for others to congratulate you on your accomplishments. And number five, accepting accomplishments graciously. Thanks, I really worked hard on the practice. I'm pleased you recognize my effort. And behavior associated with love self-confidence, like one, governing your behavior based on what other people think. Number two, staying in your comfort zone, fearing failure and avoid risk. And number three, working hard to cover up mistakes and hoping that you can face the problem before anyone notices. And number four, extolling your own virtues as often as possible to as many people as possible. And number five, dismissing accomplishment of handling. Oh, that prospectus was nothing really. Anyone could have done it. And next, interpersonal competence. Interpersonal competence is the ability to provide feedback information of understanding the others. Based on these indicators, interpersonal communication skill be primarily strategy. Okay, thank you so much for my friends and Sorelli. There is my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.